part two of our short sale series. Henri, our little toy poodle, and I, he wanted to join me in the video, are going to talk about what constitutes a hardship in an acceptable and successful short sale. Now, a mortgage company is just not going to let you walk away from a mortgage because you want to. They're going to let you walk away from a mortgage because you have to. And that have to is a verifiable hardship. So I wanted to go into the most frequent hardships that lenders find acceptable. Now, the first one's probably obvious to most of you, and that is a loss of a job. Since 2007, we have seen unemployment go up dramatically in the United States. Many people have lost their jobs, and it makes it very difficult to make your payments. For instance, if you're a single income person, it's 100% loss, especially if you can't find another job in your field. Even if you're a two-income family, sometimes both incomes become crucial to making all your payments, including things for your family, and the loss of one income can really make a hardship in terms of making your mortgage payments. Now, there's another one that we're talking about currently, which is underemployment. And this is where instead of a employer firing you, they're saying, look, we'd like to have you stay with us, but we can't pay you what you paid before. You stay with them because you need some kind of income, but again, it's not enough to meet your needs. Now, there can be another way that this happens, which is you lose your job, can't find something in your career field, and you have to find something to do in order to make some kind of ends meet, but say it's half the amount of money that you made before, and that means that you can't make your house payments. Now, there's a second reason we see quite a bit of, and this is medical problems. Now, even with good medical insurance, sometimes expenses can be very, very high, especially if it's a serious illness. And this can mean that if you don't have reserves, then you just don't have the ability to make the house payment because you have to make the payments in the medical bills in order to keep up with your treatment. Now, there can be another reason also that medical can cause you a problem, which is you don't have the ability to work. If you're self-employed, for instance, and you have a serious illness, you can't work. If there's a physical component, like you work in a processing center or you work for a delivery company, and you have a physical ailment, this can also impact your ability to make your house payments. Now, there's a third thing that happens, especially in Oklahoma, which is divorce. Now, we have a very high divorce rate in Oklahoma City, and when you have two people living together sharing expenses, when that couple separates, then expenses typically go up dramatically, not just for attorneys, obviously, but also for the fact that someone moves out, they have to find some place to live. Other expenses go up, and someone is left with the house that they can't pay for. So divorce can be an acceptable reason. A fourth reason is forced relocation. Now, many companies are consolidating, and maybe the company that you work for in your town says, we've got to close down, but if you'll come to Indiana, for instance, you can work for us. But the problem is they don't give you a relocation package. Maybe they give you moving expenses, but you now have a home that you can't sell and someplace else that you have to move and pay expenses to live. So forced relocation is another reason. Now, there's one other reason that's a little trickier, and that is where you have a dramatic increase in expenses. Now, not all dramatic increases in expenses may be acceptable, but I will tell you one that we have worked with recently, which is student loans coming due. And those student loans need to be paid for, and somehow some of the bills just can't make it with the student loans. So we'll work with you on that problem and talk to you about what a lender is going to look for to find that acceptable. Now, in all these cases, when you work with us, we will help you draft a letter, a hardship letter, that properly explains to your lender why you qualify for a short sale. If you have immediate questions that you can't get a hold of us, or you just like to go somewhere to find the answers, you can go to our short sale site, which is www.avoidforeclosureoklahoma.com, and you can get some immediate answers. Now, in our next section, what we're going to talk about is how to choose the right realtor to get you into a successful short sale situation. We'll also be dealing with some red flags for you to look out for.